Hey, welcome to the Comic Quest Prologue. I'm your host, Joey the JAG. We're on a mission to create one-shot comics, leading up to a long-running comic book series. Today we're diving into a film that blends humor, action, and some of our favorite Marvel characters. That's right, we're talking about the Deadpool and Wolverine film, as this is a film review. So, let's get into the spoiler-free review of this movie, and then later on we're gonna go into some spoilers. So let's get on with the video. Before we get into the video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel at the Comic Quest Prologue, where I be doing comics, manga, webcomics, and anime content, as I am making my very own comic, as I am a comic creator myself. And so also share the video with those that love comics, manga, webcomics, and anime. And without further ado, thank you for your awesome support. Deadpool and Wolverine brings together two of the most iconic characters from the Marvel Universe in a wild action-packed ride. First, let's talk about fun. This movie delivers on entertainment from start to finish. Deadpool's signature humor and fourth wall breaking antics are in full force, while Wolverine's gritty, no-nonsense attitude provides a perfect counterbalance. Together, they create a dynamic that keeps you engaged and laughing throughout. Second, the comic book adaptation aspect. The film stays true to the essence of these characters as we've seen in the comics. Whether it's Deadpool's irreverence or Wolverine's berserker rage, fans of the source material will find plenty to love. Lastly, the action. The fight scenes are intense and well choreographed, showcasing the brutal combat styles of both characters. The film doesn't shy away from the violence and chaos that fans expect from a Deadpool-Wolverine team-up. However, the film isn't without its flaws. The randomness of the plot can be a bit disorienting. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which can be both a strength and a weakness. This movie feels like a standalone film within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with little indication of where the story might go next. Despite this, Deadpool and Wolverine serves as a satisfying conclusion to the Fox era of these superhero films. It's a fitting farewell filled with the humor, action, and heart that have made these characters so beloved. Alright folks, if you haven't seen the movie yet, now is the time to pause and go watch it. From here on out, we're diving into spoiler territory. It introduces Deadpool and Wolverine into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Deadpool trying to dig up Wolverine, who's actually dead. And so we have Deadpool fighting off the TVA. Paradox, one of the people in the TVA, wants to destroy the Ripple timeline. Timeline can be controlled by him. He wants to destroy it and then redo it in his own image so he can control that timeline itself to take over Earth 616, which is Deadpool's Earth in the multiversal universe. In order for the timeline to be put back, he needs to go and get Logan, right? But Logan died. That's the thing. He died. We see he's digging up the grave. Deadpool decides to go and find a Logan, and it turns out that he does find a Logan, and it's the worst Logan of all the universes, as there's lots of other different Logans, Wolverines, and that is pretty much Wolverine that we get right in the film. So we do get cameos such as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four, played by Chris Evans. We even get a joke, oh, he's gone, he's dead. And you get a little banter with Wolverine going, dude, you killed him. What's your problem? You just killed him. You opened your mouth. And so he goes, you know what? I didn't really like this Chris. You know, everyone likes the other Chris, right? And that was a funny joke because, you know, Chris Evans played, everyone loves Chris Evans as Captain America, right? So you have that. You have cameos from Pyro from the original X-Men trilogy. You get the original Sabretooth from the first X-Men movie, and Wolverine cuts his head off, and Deadpool is like holding it, like in shouting out Mad Max Furiosa, showing off the Sabretooth head to the audience. And the biggest cameos was that of Elektra, played by Jennifer Garner from the film Elektra and Daredevil starring Ben Affleck, right? And then we also get Blade, the actual original Blade, played by Wesley Snipes. And then we get Channing Tatum as Gambit, because remember, he was supposed to play Gambit for a while. A long time ago, he was supposed to have the role of Gambit, but that never occurred. The Gambit movie never happened. And we also get X-23. She's grown up now. She would like to be called in the film Lara. And I'm glad they brought them back. And we also get little like references from Daredevil and the Punisher. And it turns out like which Punisher, because there was like 3 different Punishers. Nice Pool, who is nice. You have Dogpool, who is like the cutest thing. And then you also have appearances of many Deadpools that pop out in the film, and Wolverine and Deadpool have to fight off against all these different versions of Deadpool. You have Lady Pool and Western Cowboy Pool and Kid Pool, who is like supposed to be the worst one of all the Deadpools. So anyways, we have a bunch of fights with that, and that was really cool. Everything's paused and stopped because of Peter, and he's a legend upon all the Deadpools and all the universes. The interesting story that's going on between Wolverine and Deadpool, because Deadpool feels like he doesn't matter. He's having problems with his girlfriend, and it turns out that Vanessa is like, you need to try and have a job, or get a job as a hero, not just for yourself, but to save others, to help others, right? And so Deadpool, Wade Wilson, is trying to find a job, and it turns out that he goes to Happy Hogan, and he's trying to get recruited by Hogan to join the Avengers, and he doesn't cut it, right? You know, he wants to be part of a team. You know, he's not even cut out to be an X-Men. So he's trying to fit into the world and trying to be a hero like Vanessa, but also be important, right? And so Wolverine's backstory is kind of backed out. When they were calling for help, he kind of ran away, and then he went to the bar and drank his problems away and came back, but he was already wasted, and all the X-Men were dead. So Wade Deadpool made a promise to Wolverine, or a wish, an educated wish, if you will. If you can help me, you can go back to your timeline and set everything right. But what happens is that, unfortunately, you cannot do that, because what happened to Wolverine's past is what made Wolverine the way he is, and that is what set the timeline good. So also, it confirms the reason why Wolverine is wearing the yellow suit, because the outfit that they wore when he was part of the X-Men, and when they died, it was a reminder that he let them down. He wears it as a symbol that he is an X-Men, and he's wearing that costume to say that I am an X-Men. So the little cameo you get of the Hulk, pretty much Deadpool is going around finding the different Logans, and Deadpool arrives in one of the Logans, and he turns, and it's Hulk. And then Deadpool's like, you know who I am? I'm a god. I'm Marvel Jesus, right? And Hulk just slaps him, and Deadpool is crashed to the wall, right? Very funny, very humorous. So I thought that was really funny. The Void, when they enter the Void, they fight each other, and then they fight each other again inside of a Kia Odyssey. And it's kind of funny because they literally destroyed this car, but it was for laughs, it was for fun. And so they dismantled this Kia Odyssey, and Wolverine and Deadpool just got messed up in the end. And I love that the healing factor helped them to restore, because the ripple timeline effect that was going to destroy that Earth and then other timelines and other universes, because Cassandra's goal was to wipe out all the universes and leave the void so she can control that timeline. And that will be it, right? Because she really likes that timeline. She really loves being in the void. That's her thing. And so she wants to shape it that way. Deadpool and Wolverine have to use their entire bodies and sacrifice themselves in order to absorb and use the energy of the ripple, these massive beams that can disintegrate and destroy anybody. So they bound together because they were preventing Cassandra Nova from wiping out that timeline, so the absorption ends up backfiring and it disintegrates Cassandra Nova instead. It was nice, and then at the end of the credit scenes you get a nice little kind of like a documentary of all the Fox movies, from the X-Men to Elektra and Daredevil and Blade and Fantastic Four. You know, the Fox movies before Disney bought them out. The ending credit scene after the credits roll is pretty much Deadpool letting us know that, because when Cassandra killed Johnny, blaming Deadpool because, dude, you couldn't shut your mouth. You just got someone killed, an innocent person killed. And so Deadpool was pretty much telling Cassandra all this crazy stuff that Johnny being, which we never heard. But later on in the credits scene, we see Deadpool pretty much confirming did say all that stuff, so he did deserve to die. And for a Joey the Jag film score, I give this film